Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. NFL Week 11 game picks. Last week I did very good. Very good in game picks last week. I believe I was... No, hold on. That, correct. Wrong, correct. I think I only missed one. I think I only missed one or two. Yeah, so that's my best record, I think. So I went 14-2, I believe. Yeah, 14-2, I think. Yeah, so yeah, last week I did very good in the game picks. This week, hopefully I can go and try to get it undefeated, a perfect one. And starting off is a big time AFC North football showdown between the Bengals and the Ravens. Now, I want the Bengals to win this game so the Ravens can lose another one. So if the Steelers win this game, they have to play against the Browns. I think this Sunday, the Steelers win that, and then the Bengals beat the Ravens. Ravens drop down. They get them 4 losses, and the Steelers only have 3 losses. They'd be 7-3, and the Steelers be the first seed not first seed, but they'd be first in the AFC North, which would be crazy because a lot of people count this out. And we got people saying, like Mike Greenberg, he's saying that the Steelers are the worst team. They're the worst 5-3 team. They're the worst 6-3 team. I guess when we win the game, we'll be the worst 7-3 team. Like, I don't understand how you can be the worst team and have a winning record. You know, it might not be flashy. People want to see all the big-time scores and the big-time plays on offense. It might not be flashy. The Steelers rushed for 166 rushing yards against the Titans and won. We rushed for 200 and I think 205 against the Packers, and they won the game too as well. So we're going to see the Steelers continue to put that ball on the ground. Broderick Jones have opened up so much for the team. So we're going to see how the Steelers play it out. But I think the Bengals going to win this one against the Ravens. And it'll be very close. It's going to be one of the best Thursday night football games of the year. So it's going to be nice to see. And then next we have the Steelers versus Browns. You already know who I'm picking. I'm picking the Steelers in this one. The Steelers did it before. They did it at their home last time, forcing 3 turnovers against the Browns. And the Steelers going to be the underdogs. You already know people going to have the Browns as favorites. They'll say, oh, the Browns, look at their offense. Deshaun Watson, what he did in the second half, and look at all this, the rushing attack and stuff. They're going to count the Steelers out a little bit. You know, when the Steelers are counted out, they always find a way to kind of raise up. And in these games against the Browns and these division games, the Steelers find a way. They're 2-0 in their division right now. And I think they're going to become 3-0 after they beat the Browns. Raiders and Dolphins. Now, the Raiders, I'm liking what the Raiders are doing the past 2 weeks. Antonio, the coach, is doing a very good job. He has instilled a new confidence in his team. His team is going out there and they're firing on all cylinders. They're playing amazing and tremendous football defensively, and making enough plays on offense to get it done too as well. We've seen yesterday a defensive battle. They held the Jets to 12 points. I know Zach Wilson is the quarterback, so not too hurrah if you hold them to 12 points. But they went in back-to-back games, and the Raiders back at 500, and they still in the hunt for the playoffs too. If he could somehow find a way to have a winning record, say they finish with 10-7, find a way to squeeze in the playoff spot or something crazy, he should be the head coach for the Raiders. The Raiders messed this up last time. They had Bruchardi, who was the coach, and he helped them go 7-5 after John Gruden got fired. He went 7-5 and got into the playoff, and it was 1 play short of beating the Bengals like that. Remember, they came to the goal line. Derek Carr got picked off. Yeah, Derek Carr was throwing into the end zone. I think got picked off, but it was right there. It was right there, making a play, and right there, and moving on to the next round, divisional round, the playoffs and stuff. And they didn't want to get Bruchardi, make him the head coach. I don't know why they didn't do that. They wanted the flashy name, they were in Vegas and all that stuff, and that kind of bit them in the where. And they brought in McDaniels, and McDaniels he saw with the Broncos. He wasn't that good with the Broncos, and he tried to do that Belichick military style of coaching, but you ain't got the resume that Belichick has. You didn't have the 2 Super Bowl championships as a defensive coordinator. You didn't have this. You don't have the 6 Super Bowl championships, and most of that success, I know. We give him a little credit. We give Josh McDaniels a little credit, about 10% maybe of the credit, but most of Brady, that's the success was Brady. 90%, 95% was Brady. So McDaniels kind of messed it up. Hopefully the Raiders coach Antonio keeps doing a good job. I think the Dolphins beat them in this game, but I think the game will be very close and very competitive though. Bears and Lions. The Lions are 7-2 right now. They're looking very good. Coach Campbell is an amazing coach. He wears his heart on his sleeve, a very emotional coach and very passionate coach. Love his players. He loves his guys. And he goes out there and he gives them everything. And you see the team do the same thing back. You're basically in coaching, what you give to your team is what they give back to you. And we're seeing him do that a lot. They stay with him. Most time they always give up on coaches too early, but they stayed with him. They stayed with him. They let him work things out. His first year don't go too well. Then they stayed with him. And then last year you see when they went 9-8, had a winning record for the first time in a while. And then this year they sitting at 7-2, 7-2 with the potential to maybe even be the first seed in the NFC conference. So it's gonna be crazy to see how things shape out. I think they beat the Bears in this rivalry game right here and improved to 8-2. Then you have the Titans and Jaguars. I'm gonna take the Jaguars in that one. Jaguars got to bounce back. They had a bad loss to the 49ers this past Sunday. It was bad, 34-3. And Trevor Lawrence has looked out of there through some interceptions, kind of some blind ones too. Like instead of taking a sack and just kind of throwing it up and stuff. They played very bad that game, but I think the Jaguars will bounce back. They're 6-3. They'll bounce back, win this, and go 7-3, and try to keep a hold upon that AFC South because those guys are coming. Those Texans are coming. So, and they already beat them once. So, hey, you never know. The Jaguars slip up and lose some other games, and Texans find a way to scoop back in. You never know what could happen. Chargers versus Packers. Taking the Chargers to win that one. Chargers, Justin Herbert. Like I think I watched the Pat McAfee show. I forgot the guy's name, but the one that's a Lion fan on the Pat McAfee show. He said the Chargers are kind of like the new Lions a little bit. They got a great quarterback. Matthew Stafford used to do all he could do to try to win the game for them. And Justin Herbert do the same thing, but they just don't have enough on defense. The defense just always collapse. And people always tell me these big names like Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack and Derwin James and all these different guys and Sunday Samuel, but the defense is awful. Like they have some big names, but the defense plays awful. Maybe it's the scheme, probably most likely. But the Chargers, they might need a new coach. Belichick might be gone with the Patriots. Maybe Belichick can come to Los Angeles Chargers and try to bolster that up because the defense is really the only problem. You can't go out there. You can't expect me. I scored 38 points. 38 points in the game. I expect to win, but you lose the game. You score 38 points and lose the game. You have these big-time games where you go out there and play. I think there's only one game that Justin Herbert played bad. That was the one against the Cowboys. But besides that game, any other games, he played very well and very good all other games and stuff. And you look at his numbers are very good too. But he won't be considered for MVP or anything because you're losing record. Your record is not too good. So hopefully Chargers can figure that out. I think they bounce back, though, with a win versus the Packers and stuff. But it's just a little up and down. Chargers got so much potential to be a great team as well, too. It's just too much inconsistency. Cardinals and Texans, taking the Texans in that one. Cowboys and Panthers, I'm taking the Cowboys in that one. That's going to be a massacre. You see what the Cowboys did to the Giants twice. 40-0, then the 49-17. Imagine what they do to the Panthers. Panthers O-line is awful. You can't put Bryce Young out there against that the pass front. He's going to get hurt. This is going to be bad. But Giants versus Commanders, I got the Commanders winning that one. Bucks versus 49ers. I got the 49ers winning that one in a close one. The Bucks, Baker Mayfield's playing pretty good. 14 touchdowns with just 4 interceptions. He's playing pretty good football. He's healthy now, so he's playing good and stuff. Mike Evans is on pace for his 10th or 11th straight 1,000-yard season, which is absolutely crazy. So we're going to see how things shape out with the Bucks. But I think the 49ers win this in a close one, but the game going to be very competitive. Jets versus Bills, taking the Bills in that one. Seahawks versus Rams, taking the Seahawks in that one. One thing about the Seahawks, Coach Carroll and Coach Tomlin, very similar in styles, bringing the best out their players, using that enthusiasm and never giving up on their guys and bringing the best out of their guys and doing it the old school way. They still got that old school mentality of defense and running the ball as well. And they find a way. You see Seahawks 6-3. You see Steelers 6-3, and they find ways to win it and find ways to do it every single day. We've seen game-winning field goals. We've seen some defensive stops, see some big runs, some big plays in late-game situations. They find ways to do it, and that's kind of like the old-school coaching of the league right there. Those guys still get it done. Vikings versus Broncos. I'm taking the Vikings in that one. Josh Dobbs, man, the former Steeler. He was on part of the Steelers team. And he never really had opportunity fully because Big Ben was still there, and then they drafted Mason Rudolph a little higher. So Mason Rudolph, they thought he was going to be the next guy, and then Josh Dobbs went to the Browns. He was on the Titans for a little bit. He was on somebody else. He was on a lot of different teams. I think like 8 or 9 different teams. But now with the Vikings, in that offense, it just worked perfectly for him. It's the offense Kevin O'Connell was trying to run. Of course, Kirk Cousins looked good in the offense too. He went 13-4. I think 13-4 last year, right? Yeah, I think 13-4 last year, and then you see the what he was doing this year too. Before he got injured, it was on track of getting back in the groove and stuff. But Josh Dobbs won 2 straight there with the Vikings. Last game he came off the bench after the injury happened to the quarterback, and this game he starts and go out there and throws over 230 yards in the first half and a passing touchdown. And then he also had 40 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown in the first half, and then finished the game off the win. So I'm taking the Vikings in this one versus the Broncos. Josh Dobbs, he can keep this up. He might see himself in the Vikings contract as well, a long-term deal. Eagles versus Chiefs. That's a tough one right there, the Super Bowl rematch. I'm taking the Eagles in this one, though. The Chiefs, I just can't trust their outside guys. I trust Mahomes, of course. As long as you got 15, you have a chance. And, Travis Kelce, I trust those guys. And I trust the defense. But the outside receivers, Sky Moore, too many drops. Snead is still young, so hopefully to get a little better. Rice as well, too. But it's just like no one has emerged as like the next guy. MVS, we know, is a deep threat, but he's not really a number one type like that. He's kind of number 2, 3-ish type. So hopefully somebody can emerge out and like just help them get better. I'm surprised the Chiefs haven't went out there and tried to get a veteran receiver. Maybe bring in Jarvis Landry. I think Jarvis Landry I think he's a little banged up, but I think he's healthy now. So he might be available. Bring in Jarvis Landry and sign him. He's a veteran receiver to give you some type of burst or some type of boost or something. They just need a guy who can be consistent. They ain't got to go out there and be 100 yards a game, but just a guy who's consistent where you can go to on third down like that, who can go out there and make plays in the red zone for you and make catches besides Travis Kelce, because Kelce can just double team and triple team. The other guys, you think they'll be able to beat one-on-one coverage and stuff, but they can't get open. And if they do get open, they always drop the pass. So in this game, I take the Eagles to win this one. I think the Eagles win. I think the game be still close. Maybe 24 to 17 or 18-ish. Right in that range is gonna be a very close game, but I think the Eagles will win this one. And that's the last game for Week 11. And if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. And let me know in the comment section down below too, as well, what your picks are and how your record is too for your game picks week-to-week basis. I have a big time winning record. I had one losing record in Week 7, but besides that, all my other records are very good. But that's all I got for this video. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.